views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Hey, how are you? How you doing, everybody? I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome to Open BXRX, another fantastic show in store. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Here we go. Coming up on today's show, we'll speak to a Bronx mother, teacher, and author who has found a fun way to educate children about COVID. Then we'll highlight a garden to learn about the enriching recreation and cultural activities offered there. After that, we'll speak to an entrepreneur who is now on his third book. Wow, on the third book to find out more about his latest work. And then Bobby C steps into the room with the latest in the world of sports. And then finally, we'll hear from the representative of an organization that is providing essential services to the most in need. So stay tuned. All of this and more is headed your way. We're wide open. Here we go. Hey everyone, I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you're watching Open, that live interactive program that brings the Bronx, New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Now, leading things off, check this out. Our first guest is a Bronx mother, a teacher, a minister, poet, and now an author. Woo! Yay, yay, yay. And now, well, she joins us today to speak about her book, When the C virus comes to town. When the C virus comes to town. And to highlight the ways that she has educated children about the COVID-19 virus. So please welcome to the show, Kadeatrice C. Lugo. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kadeatrice Lugo.
Yeah, and you're no stranger to this town. You're Bronx, live in the Bronx, right? You work for a Bronx organization, Affinity Health Plan.
Yes, I worked with the Affinity Health Plan, but now I'm at Hostess Community College Children's Center.
All right. And
Yes.
so you work with children a lot.
Yes, preschool age 3 to 5. And I've been working with them for about 4 years now. But the pandemic kind of abruptly took me out of the classroom for a little bit.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. I heard so much about you. I know along your journey, you met with my daughter, Shakira.
Yes, that is my homegirl. I love Shakira. She's so sweet. Yes, I really appreciate her opening this door, and I thank you guys for having me here today. And I'm so excited.
Well, tell us about your work at Ostos Community College.
Well, like I said, I started about 4 years ago. I work with preschool age 3 to 5. And we were, during this pandemic when it first started, I mean, it was a shock to the adults. So just imagine the children, how they felt. So my lead and myself, we were trying to figure out a way, because they kept saying, oh, well, we're going to return to school. We'll see tomorrow. And we were saying, no, we're not going to see each other tomorrow. So, she was like, well, is there anything that we can give them? It was so fresh and so new. So I said, I'll just write something. It started out as just a poem. And it just kind of took off from there. And other
like a
teachers,
snowball effect. The poem grew and grew and grew. And then, wait, we've got a book.
Yes. And I'm like, oh, but it actually, other teachers wanted to, utilize it just for their classrooms. And that's when my director was like, hey, you need to, get your own copy of that. So, because you're giving it out now. And it still never really resonated with me like it's going to be a book until I started at SPS, which is School of Professional Studies. And my professor, she opened the door to Teresa Perez. She opened the door for me to read the book to the class. And a lot of people said they would buy it if I published it.
There you go. So now did you publish it yet?
Yes, I published. It's on Amazon, and it's ready. It's been on Amazon since January this
Yep.
year.
So give us a quick synopsis of what the book is all about. I know it's geared to youngsters, and it's teaching youngsters about the COVID-19.
Yes.
I see some adults about it too. I think there's an education that can be learned all across the board.
Yes, it's definitely something that you can read even as a family with your children. It just touches on, how we're not kind of, we're confined to our homes. And at one time we were, but we can still have fun and we can still do things with our families and play and still, keep our spirits up. You know what I mean? So it just touches on that and how we ought to keep our hands washed and, just be safe during this time. So,
Yeah.
In a child-friendly way. And even if you see the character on the book, he's not scary. He's not like the virus. I wanted to make him look, one kid said he looks like mucus. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Just as long as it's not scary.
Yeah. It's like
Yes.
like the Mucinex commercial where you take
Exactly.
Mucinex. I think the box falls on him and you just see his boots.
Actually, those are my favorite commercials. Yes.
Yeah, because kids latch on to things like that. That's good. That's good. So,
Yes.
what are some of the things that you're doing during the pandemic to cope with everything that's going on?
Well, I've been I'm still writing, so I have some more books that should be coming out. Hopefully by the end of this year, early next year, and I was in school. Like I said, I got my CDA, so that was like a big step for me. And I'm hopefully returning in the spring back to school.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to give you a raise over there at Osis Community College.
You know what? I hope so. Thanks for putting it out there, Bob. Yes, I receive it.
So what's in line next? I mean, you're going to write some more books. Is it going to be in line with what we're doing attached to COVID-19 along those lines, or just educating our youth about other things in life, or what's it going to be about?
Yes, I wanted to delve more into like mental health at a younger age. So I'm trying to write a book that deals on emotions. You know what I mean? And how it's okay to express yourself. Because I feel like if children learn at a younger age, then maybe, as you progress, as you get older, you'll be able to deal with your mental health issues much easier because you can put it into words, so, and that's what I'm working on now, some emotions. Yeah.
Yeah. I think people are going to be suffering from this COVID-19 pandemic. While you're in it, you really can't see it. It's like when I covered 9/11, I was going through the motions, and after finishing up a few weeks later, maybe a month later, then it hit me. I said, wow. It finally went on me, and I had to just step back and relax a little bit. But yeah, people are going to need to seek help. I think that book will be right in line with what a lot of people need at that time.
Yes, I'm wanting. I mean, it correlates exactly with the topic, but I mean, you hit on 9/11, and that really had an impact. And I'm an adult, and I remember when it happened, and I still, it still gives me, the shivers just thinking about it. So I can just imagine what this pandemic is doing to our children, going back to school, and the.
So you said there's a few books, so that's another one. What's maybe the third book that you think that you have in line?
Love. I don't know. Love just resonates.
You can't go along with love. I mean, you can't go wrong.
I think that's going to hit a couple of people. I think maybe a few. No, it's going to, I think that's definitely needed. And I don't think that topic will ever die out, so love. And it's actually about the seasons and how much you love a person the months of the year and how I love them each month of the year. I mean, it could be a parent to a child. It could be a child to their parent. It's just so many different ways that you show love throughout the year. So that's the whole gist of it. Yeah.
Unconditional agape love. It's a beautiful thing. All right. So the name of the new book right now is When the C Virus Came to Town.
Yes.
The brand new author. Yay.
I'm excited.
Author. How about that title?
Yes.
Where
It's
can we go
taking
to
some
find out more about
time to
you?
get used to. I'm sorry.
Where can we go to find out more about you?
Well, I am on Facebook as Queen Lugo and Instagram as well under Queen Lugo. And I actually have a book signing this Saturday at Battery Park. Yeah, on the lawn at Battery Park, and it's going to be
Is
from
that,
1.
is that on your website?
Yes, it's on my Facebook page.
Thank you so much. Brand new author, Kadeatrice C. Lugo. Yeah, author When the C Virus Came to Town. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right. We'll
Okay.
take a break right here. I've got more coming up next right here on Open. Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and of course, BronxNet TV. And our next guest is the president of the Untermyer Gardens Conservancy. And he's here today to speak about the services that his organization offers and to highlight the upcoming events that emphasizes a lot that's happening in our community. So please welcome to the show, Stephen Byrns. Stephen, how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm fine, thanks, Bob. How are you?
Okay, good. I know your time is limited, but we want to find out all about some of the wonderful things that you're doing in our community with the Conservancy and all. Please continue. Tell us.
So Untermyer Gardens is located very near to the Bronx, just north in Yonkers on the Hudson River. It was a private garden that was built over 100 years ago that was called the most magnificent garden in America. And I started the Conservancy, which has been restoring the garden, which is owned by the city of Yonkers. So we work in a public-private partnership with the city.
Yeah, I understand you were appointed by the Bloomberg administration to serve as a Landmarks Preservation Commissioner in New York City for Landmarks and Preservation Commission from 2004 to 2010. So you're familiar with a lot of the things that you're working on.
That's right. Well, in fact, I was the Bronx representative. I live in Riverdale. I was a Bronx representative to the commission, and it was a great privilege to do that, but it had a lot to do with preservation of buildings in New York City, and now I'm working on the preservation of this great garden.
And there's a lot happening in our community for the Indian community in the park.
Yes. Well, there are various gardens there. The most famous and spectacular part of the garden is a walled garden based on the idea of paradise. And it's an Indo-Persian garden, Indo meaning Indian. So yes, this is a garden tradition that goes back thousands of years, originally in Iran, then it kind of went to India, Pakistan, Afghanistan.
Wow.
The Taj Mahal is an Indo-Persian garden. So our garden here in Yonkers is actually based on the Taj Mahal. There is no tomb there. There is an amphitheater there, and that is in fact where this event is going to take place.
And the event that we're talking about is the mini Untermyer concert series. Is that true?
That is part of a series that we've had this summer. The upcoming event is going to be what we're calling a Mughal garden party. Mughal meaning like Indian. And so we're having the Parul Shah Dance Company, and they will be dancing a very elegant sort of early ballet form coming out of, India. There will be a performance of her dancers in our amphitheater. There will be tours of the garden before the performance, and then after the performance, there'll be a reception with wine and Indian food. It's a fundraiser, especially geared towards the Indian American community to help restore our Indo-Persian garden.
I know, and there's a lot happening, and we thank you for putting this all together for us. How important are these events for the representation of the Indian culture at the park?
Well, this is the first time we've ever done this. We anticipate doing this once or twice a year going forward. We've had a very successful outreach to the Iranian American community that's been going on for like 6 or 7 years because it's also sort of the Persian garden, but it's an Indo-Persian garden. So we really think that this is a great way to reach out to the Indian American crowd.
Yeah. And where can we go to find out more about everything that you're doing there at the park?
So, of course, it's our website, which is untermyergardens.org. And that's UNTERMYER, gardens.org.
Great. Is there anything that we missed that you would like to tell our viewing audience?
So the Indian event is on September 19th. It starts around 4 o'clock and will last till about 7:30. Then later in September, there'll be a performance of the Isadora Duncan Dance Company, and that will be on September 25th, a Saturday. So that'll be the conclusion of our mini Untermyer concert series.
And that can all be checked out on the Untermyer Gardens.
Yes, you can buy tickets online.
There you go. Thank you so much for being a part of everything that we're doing on the show. And we look forward to coming out to visit you.
Great. Well, it is a drop-dead spectacular garden. You won't believe it. We are the #1 visitor attraction in Westchester County now.
And they got the right man for the job.
I guess so. Thank you. All right. Thanks, Bob.
Steve, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Stephen Byrns, the director, Untermyer Gardens Conservancy. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm the Doc Bob Lee. We'll take a break. More Open on the way next.
When taking public transportation, don't touch your phone. Carry hand sanitizer and use it immediately upon leaving the bus or train. Avoid touching your face. If someone is coughing or sneezing, move away. Wash your hands with soap and water as soon as possible. Limit contact with poles. If possible, avoid rush hour. Don't eat or drink on public transportation. Keep your bag off the floor or other surfaces. Avoid directly touching turnstiles. Stay up to date with the latest from your local health department and CDC.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. I'm the Diggity Dr. Bob Lee, having fun right here on Open. Our next guest is an author, entrepreneur, founder, and CEO of Bronx Writers, and also the brand manager from Bronx Native. He joins us today to speak about the release of his third book. He's been kicking them out. I Am Not My Home. We'll find out more about that. And to promote Bronx Native and Bronx Writers, Year Gone Hazy 2022 beer. Please welcome to the show, Josue Caceres. Welcome.
Yeah, what's up? What's up? Thank you,
All right.
Dr. Bob, for always having me on. The rest of the team here on the show and at BronxNet, always a pleasure coming on. Always humble. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
It was a pleasure, man. I think you're making moves. You're making money bag moves. Watch out.
you already know, just staying busy, low key working. So yeah, I just recently released my third book of poetry, fifth overall. It's called I Am Not My Home.
Whoa.
Little backstory. Last year, April of 2020, I went through an 11-day coma, and I was in the hospital total of 2 weeks. So this book is 26 new poems where it really follows my journey and my recovery after I woke up. Me reflecting on myself, my life, the Bronx, the people around me, relationships.
And during the pandemic, right?
Yeah, during the pandemic, how living through the quarantine, this new life that we're living in. And this book is very special to me. It's very personal. And it allows the reader, to really look at my life, through my lenses. And yeah, I just recently had a release party at the Bronx Native Shop, which went amazing. And this book, along with my second book, is now being sold at the Lit Bar. So that's something that I'm really excited for. The only bookstore in the BX, representing. So yeah,
how does that feel?
I'm Not My Home.
I'm Not My Home. How does that feel? Being represented and featured at the Lit Bar. What?
It feels amazing. Just that my writing and my book and the things that I create are being able to live on these shelves, and people are able to come in and buy them in these stores that represent us and our people and our community. And being a Black-owned business, it just means a lot to me. And, I hope that everyone could learn from it and receive something from it. And it's something that I'm super excited for.
Beautiful. Hey, tell us about the Bronx Writers and Bronx Native Year Gone Hazy collaboration with the Bronx Brewery.
Yeah, so Year Gone Hazy, that's a project that we started in 2020 where we asked people to send a farewell to 2020, and we were able to put their phrase on a beer label, and then we did it on merch, and we turned it into a book. So now this year, we're asking people to send us their goal or their dream that they want to manifest for 2022. And, it's a very empowering, positive project that we're excited for, because for 2020 we were asking people to speak on a very weird, dark year, but now we're looking towards the future, and it's a project, and that we're providing a dope product, and we're doing dope events, but it's also an interactive project, where the community gets to have a hand in this, and in the end, we're all able to come together and see this beautiful art that we all made
Yeah.
together.
Explain Year Gone Hazy.
Year Gone Hazy, it just really represents, what, however you want to interpret it, all these years that pass by, people, they experience different things, and we want our people to express themselves, whether it was a down year, it was an up year. We want you to talk about it and put it on a beer label. And so, when we're out, we're partying, we're getting lit, we got the beer in our hand, we're able to also look at it and see, how people felt. And, it's just something that I'm really excited for the Bronx, for our people.
Yeah. You got something coming up, Bronx Native Shop on Bronx Writers. What's coming up? What's happening?
Definitely. We have, we're always working on new projects. We're still doing open mics at the Bronx Native Shop. We oh snap, you gotta come through, spit some bars, man. Do your thing. I know you got it. I know you got it, bro. We're definitely working on the second anthology as well. That's coming out very soon. And I will be at the Uptown Book Indie Fair, Uptown Indie Book Fair, September 25th. So you already know. Follow us on BX Writers, Bronx Native, and you can stay updated on all of our projects.
So you have the Year Gone Hazy contest. What's the deadline for that?
So the deadline is September 12th to submit. We're asking people just to submit a one-liner, basically what they want to accomplish for the next year. And, we really believe that if you, put your goal out there and you say it and you manifest it, the title of the whole project is Year Gone Hazy, Manifest and Apply Pressure. So, we really believe in speaking your goal into existence and going out there and getting it done, and accomplishing it and making it happen. And that's really what we want to push to the people, is that whatever you want to do, whatever you want to create, you can do it this upcoming year.
And you already received some material from the contestants?
Oh yeah, we received a bunch of stuff. Definitely. People they want to make it happen and they want to work and they want to create. The people here in the Bronx is we're just so creative and hardworking, and we see it through these submissions. Definitely.
Yeah. Anything stand out in your mind? And you said, "Oh wow, yo, check this out." Whoa.
A lot of entrepreneurs, I see that after this pandemic, people realize, I want to do it myself. I want to start my own business. I'm creative enough. I'm hardworking enough. And that's something beautiful. That's something that we've always pushed since the beginning of Bronx Native and BX Writers, is that, if you have a goal in mind, you can do it yourself. So, it's just beautiful to see.
Yeah. Where can we go for more information?
Yeah, follow us Instagram at BX Writers. You can also follow Bronx Native. We also have a new music platform called Tag Up Music, where we are working with a lot of artists in the community. And also JosueCaceres.com. If you want to get my new third book of poetry, I Am Not My Home, many dope poems that I worked very hard on, and I hope you guys love it. Definitely.
There you go, Josue Caceres. Thank you so much, founder, CEO, Bronx Writers.
Yeah,
Baby.
Thank you.
All right, and yes, lots of fun. Hey, coming up next, don't forget, Bobby C has the latest in the world of sports. Next.
We built a media network for you.
BronxNet TV.
Come learn in your new state-of-the-art studios at Lehman College.
At Mercy College.
And coming soon to the South Bronx in the Hub.
Inspire with your stories, culture, history.
Your Bronx on BronxNet.
Engage with us.
Connect with us at your channels and at BronxNet.tv.
Learn, engage, inspire. BronxNet TV.
From the Bronx
to the world.
BronxNet.
Last time on the show, we had the multi-talented Ben Lyons. Here's part 2 of that interview.
With these different works of art that you've worked on, film and entertainment and all these production credits that you have, is there one that maybe holds, more dearness to your heart than another?
I was very fortunate when I got the crazy job at the E Channel back in 2006 to be paired alongside a guy, Sal Masekela. Salema is a dear friend and a mentor, but like me is from, some big time shoes to fill, right? Salema's dad, Hugh Masekela, is an iconic jazz musician from South Africa. And I was fortunate enough to be a producer on a short documentary called Alakazam about their connection, their relationship, their friendship, Sal's exploration of music. It played at the Tribeca Film Festival. And that was the first piece of content that I got to champion, really, from the creative process behind the scenes and helping it get out there, not just something I was covering in culture or premiere of somebody else's movie. And to work with the team on that with Jason Berg and those guys was the first little thing I got to do, but it was a big deal because, Salema's a brother and a mentor. So to be able to support telling his story at Tribeca was super cool and memorable.
Since you're on LA time, definitely have to ask you about the Lakers. What do you think of Melo?
Oh, you know me, I'm purple and gold through and through. I was there at the Forum. I was there for Shaq and Kobe, of course. I'm diehard Lakers now that Melo's there. It's really surreal because I am the biggest, card-carrying Laker hater, and I have been on ESPN radio for 9 years or so, being a Laker hater on the station of the Lakers. And then now I don't work there and Melo comes to town and I'm just totally torn, and it's going to be so much fun. And I'm happy for him that he gets to decide his own ending in some ways. That's not a privilege that all the greats always have. Hopefully he does. The game doesn't retire him and he can walk out like the G that he is, my favorite Knick ever. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a funny ride this year for sure.
Amazing, too, that LeBron and Melo are the last 2 players from that 2003 NBA draft that are still in the league.
And Melo never photographed on the banana boat. He's always called part of the banana boat crew. Gabby was on the boat. Melo's never seen on the boat. Just want to put that out there. I put that out there for a long time. I think Melo spoke on that recently.
Well, here in New York, we're still trying to win our championship. We had that good run with Melo, and I know how much you have love for Linsanity. Those were some special times. But I think right now the talk of the town has been welcoming back in the Bronx point god and Kemba Walker to the orange and blue. Will this be a marriage, in your opinion, that will be made in Big Apple heaven, or has time passed the 31-year-old Kemba Walker?
No, time hasn't passed Cardiac Kemba. I think he's going to recapture the magic we saw at the Big East tournament. You saw the smile on his face when Fat Joe's at the press conference wearing your jersey. You're home. It's just amazing. I'm really happy for him, and I hope he's healthy and he's gonna play, and they've got depth. It's a long grind of a season, as we've seen in today's NBA, where you're gonna have different lineups and stuff, and with D Rose and Quickly in the backcourt as well. I think they're incredibly deep, playing 10 guys or so in the regular season, and Kemba's gonna have a nice bounce back year. They got him on a discount. All the deals are sensible. The Knicks are doing nerdy things that they never did. They were always trying to splash and sign the big guy. And if they missed out on the big guy, they go make some. No, they're doing stuff on draft night, like moving around and stashing picks and shaving, money off the cap here and there. Randall's deal is terrific and very fair and sensible. He's got something to prove after the playoff run. RJ Barrett and his world-class dentist. I don't know who's doing RJ's teeth in New York, but let's give them a raise. I love RJ. I'm all in on him. I was very disappointed to hear his name thrown around in every trade rumor this summer. I think he's the dude. So I'm very excited, optimistic, but the Eastern Conference is no joke. We've been naive to think that the West is where all the talent is. I mean, from Philadelphia to Milwaukee and Atlanta and Miami and Brooklyn, and the list goes on. The East is no joke, but I'm happy the Knicks even have a seat at the table and are a professional basketball team and don't have guys that look like me and they're just plops out there. Like, this is real. It's a real opportunity for them to continue to build on what they did last year. So I'm super stoked.
And I know you tweeted about it, speaking of kind of like a good marriage between sports and entertainment, but how cool was that video that the Knicks did, the intro video with Kimba and Chaz Palminteri? Really cool stuff.
Love Chaz, Bronx Tale. He's in a great film, one of my early favorites that I got to cover, called A Guide to Recognizing Your Saints, with the young Channing Tatum, Shia, Robert Downey. Chaz is New York City as it gets. And that was a really cool moment, I thought. And I just think that pride in being here, and not just because of what it can afford you off the court, not just Fashion Week, Tao, and the Meatpacking District, like this, the history of basketball in this city. Being in LA for as long as I've been, people are always saying, how is it still the Mecca if the Knicks have been so bad? And I'm like, it's bigger than the Knicks. You go in 5 blocks in any direction in this city, there's basketball. You and I connected through basketball. It had nothing to do with the Knicks out at Hoops in the Sun. We don't have football fields and immaculate baseball fields. I grew up playing underneath the 59th Street Bridge for Little League, and then on the West Side Highway and 104th and Riverside. Like, these aren't the ball fields of Pasadena and the Palisades, So we have basketball courts, limited space, and it's the heartbeat of the city, and it's bigger than basketball. And Kemba understands that. And I think it's him and D Rose. I mean, come on. It's go time. I'm super, super excited.
Yeah, and Ben, last year on the show before the season started, I hit another guy that I know actually from Hoops in the Sun. I went all in on another New York City product in Obi Toppin. I thought that he would be the rookie of the year, but that, of course, did not materialize. After keeping tabs on these 6, summer league games that they had, do you think Obi will be more of a factor in year 2 for the Knicks?
Love Obi Toppin. Always got to question a guy, though, who has all the Looney Tunes on his calves. I don't know the story behind that, but I'm more of a Disney character guy myself. But I think that he looked great, and I was there for Kevin Knox Summer League performance. They should put his jersey up in the rafters at Thomas and Mack at UNLV, one of the great Summer League showings of all time. And look how much that got you, But again, always be cautious of a guy with Fortnite on his draft night blazer. So with Obi, it's a great step. And the Knicks have never had player development. I mentioned, I think before, they haven't re-signed a draft pick since Charlie Ward. Player development is a real thing in the NBA. Devin Booker, guys getting better. Knicks haven't done that. So the performances in Vegas from Quickly and Obi Toppin are the first signs where I've seen, wow, these guys are getting better. Porzingis didn't do that. He played 1 game in 4 years in the month of April. He had 17 points pretty much every year. 1 year he had 22 as an all-star and didn't play in the all-star game. And his rebounding and field goal percentage never went up. So he didn't get any better in New York. He physically looks different in Dallas than he did in New York. So I can't think of any Knick who's consistently gotten better during their time here. And that's what I'm hoping to see from Obi Toppin this year.
I definitely would be remiss for our fans here in the Bronx if I didn't ask you about the Field of Dreams game and kind of turn our attention to baseball, because on the Eisen show, you had some fun with Chris Brockman about it. And I'm very grateful, like you, that Chris does not run Major League Baseball. What a game that was.
Thanks for listening. And Brockman was such a curmudgeon all week long. Carmelo's not getting in the Hall of Fame. We don't want to see the Field of Dreams game. Just sports is about. Sports is entertainment. Sports is a great TV show. And it looked amazing in the cornfield. I hope the NBA does something similar at the Rucker, at the Drew League, or somewhere fun like that. I remember the aircraft carrier game a couple years back for North Carolina and Michigan State that I loved. It's a tremendous film, Field of Dreams. I know it's old, but guess what, young people? There was some cool stuff back in the day. It's okay. And what a great way to introduce that film to young baseball fans. And I thought it was awesome. What a storybook ending. And baseball holds a special place in my heart because I mentioned of my father's Red Sox fanaticism. And yeah, that was incredible. I hope the NFL does something, cool at a high school in Texas or something. Give me a Friday Night Lights game. I think others, NHL's done it for years, playing hockey games at Fenway and Yankee Stadium and stuff. So I loved it out there in the corn. And I think Brockman's a moron.
Maybe a basketball game at Rucker Park or Hoops in the Sun even.
Oh, Hoops in the Sun out there would be ridiculous. You kidding me with you guys on the mic and everything? What? With Randy awesome. Running around trying to take pictures of everybody? It'd be super fun. Guys selling food on the beach would be the best.
Well, Ben, I appreciate you taking the time. And as we said, that endorsement deal, hats off to you at Lids, man. You're just doing it all. I love watching and listening to you, and I appreciate you taking some time to talk sports with us this morning.
I'm glad the game of basketball brought us together. Good luck the rest of the year. And next time I'll put on my other D-Wade outfit so I can try and keep pace with you, bro.
I'll dress down then for you, I promise.
Peace. Thanks, man.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee. Fantastic show in line, and we are having fun doing it too. We hope you're having fun too watching. Our next guest is a peer advocate, and she's here to speak about the important work that her organization is doing to help people in our community recovering from drug usage. Please welcome to the show, Paula Byrd. Paula, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Bob Lee. I'm so excited, to be here to give the information and knowledge about substance abuse use.
Yeah, and it's so important. So many people are doing great things to help people with substance abuse issues, and I know your organization is doing great things, but just tell us a little bit about what you do and more about your organization.
So I am a peer advocate for Samaritan Daytop Village Park Bronx Recovery Center. I deal with members coming in with substance abuse issues.
Yeah.
Some may have mental health issues. I assist them with services, whether it be outpatient, inpatient. We also have an array of services that we assist with, from transitional housing, veteran assistance, housing, healthcare, training, employment services. So yeah, it's pretty broad.
Yeah, and people come from all walks of life too, needing or seeking the help of your organization.
Absolutely.
In many of those areas that you mentioned.
Yes.
How many locations does your organization have?
Over 60 locations, and we're talking about Long Island to the Lower Valley, of New York. We also have another center in Queens. It's the Queens Recovery Center. We have methadone maintenance, inpatient treatment, outpatient treatment, shelters for the homeless. We try to service the community as best possible.
Yeah, and I heard that you guys had a wonderful event. You wanted to do it live in person, but you did it virtually. I'm talking about the International Overdose Awareness Day.
Yes. We were going to have it in Patterson Park in the Bronx, but due to the pandemic, we chose to do it virtually, and it still turned out great. Bronx is the highest rank in overdose. The third quarter of 2020, we had over 503 deaths. So it's a little traumatizing for a lot.
What do you do if you see someone who you suspect or you think had an overdose, and how can you tell?
And that's a good question. So actually, the first day on my job, I'm walking across the street, to the building, and I see a crowd of people. I have my Noxalone kit in my bag, and I go, okay.
Noxalone or Narcan? Narcan?
Yes.
Noxalone? Same thing?
Same thing.
Yeah.
So, and I assisted, I asked, was everything okay? And I administered the Narcan kit.
But people around knew that there was an overdose that went on.
They knew it was an overdose. And not only that, people were saying, hey, do you have your kit? The lady said, I usually carry mine. That was her friend who was overdosing at the time.
Got it.
You had people in cars saying, hey, you got a kit? If you don't, I have one. So it was amazing, to know that a lot of people are aware and that they do carry it.
Yeah, but how does the average person know that that person is laying on the ground and just had an overdose of something?
So usually you could tell by the fingernails, the color of the skin, their breathing. You kind of like call out to them, see if they respond. And if not, then that's when you take the further steps to administer.
So the fingernails would be like blue? Not enough into the body?
Not enough, exactly.
Yeah.
The breathing, very, very faint. Yeah.
And what does the Narcan do?
It actually clears any drug which can only be an opioid.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna hurt the person if it's not, an opioid drug. So it just takes it out the system, puts them right back in as if they never had anything.
So how do people get involved with your organization? We know somebody who needs help. How do we just give you a call and say, hey, I know somebody who really needs help, that they want to be helped, and where do you take it from there?
So if a person calls in, we get referrals as well from different organizations. They may call in and say, hey, I have this person who needs treatment. Would you like to talk to them? You know, and we'll say, yeah, absolutely. You know, they give us a number, we call the person. Sometimes the people call in on their own, and we give them the information. We let them know what resources that we have, what we provide. And they could just come in. Hey, you want to schedule an appointment to come in? If they choose to not even schedule an appointment, they could just come in. It's fine.
And is it an outpatient facility, or they have beds?
We have I'm actually working at an outpatient facility, but we do have an inpatient facility as well.
Okay, so they need to contact you and call.
We need to, yes, you need to call 929-244-1500, extension 1606, and that would be me, Paula, at any time.
Say it again.
The number is, my name is Paula. The number to contact me will be 929-244-1500, extension 1602. Excuse me.
1500, extension 1602.
1606, I apologize, 1606.
1606.
Yes, we just moved into a new building, so a lot of the extensions have changed.
You want to give a shout out before we go to some of the people by first name only, to some of the people working with you?
Yes, I would like to give a shout out to my director, Jessica, my supervisor, Aja, Patricia, Christopher, Todd, Annette. All you guys are great. Tom. I'm very grateful today, you know, to be able to sit and give information, help the next person move forward in their life. It's a great experience, and it's very rewarding to me.
Well, Paula, thank you so much, and thank you for all the work that you do in our community, you and your organization, the Samaritan Daytop Village. Paula Byrd, peer advocate, thank you so much. And that number again is 929-244-1500, extension 1606. If you need help with some of the things that you're going to mention right now, drug abuse,
substance abuse, mental health services, job training, employment, housing, healthcare. You know, we're here. We're here to
Samaritan Daytop Village. Paula, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Bobley. And thank you, Stephen, Jimmy, Yasmin. You guys are all great. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
For wonderful producers. Yes. Thank you. All right, Paula, that's all the time we have for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to thank you for tuning in and checking it all out. You can keep following us on BronxNet TV for continued coverage. And always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. For all of us here at BronxNet, have a great and enjoyable day. And thank you for letting us share in this space and time with you. I'll see you over 107.5 WBLS. I love you all. Peace.